Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And happy spooky season. It is October, and we are playing all month long with the Witches Tarot, which is a really fun deck that I have had in my collection for quite some time. And yes, the images are rather photorealistic in the way that they are drawn, although I do think that they are still drawn or at least digitally done, and there is a lot of nudity in them. So I have taken out the more naked cards, the more obviously naked cards, and in an effort to keep myself on YouTube and not get busted for nudity and all of that kind of thing. So yes, I am not playing with a full deck this month, and I'm talking about the cards this time, not just me. So yes, this is a beautiful deck. I've had it a really long time. I'm super excited to be sharing it with you, and yes, I have taken out some of the cards. So, without further ado, let's see what card we have for today. All right, I'm pretty sure this is the first of the major arcana that I've drawn from this deck, and I'm really excited that it is the Empress. So, the major arcana are represented with still the Roman numeral of their position in the major arcana on there, and then the title of the card. Now, again, I'm going to rant about font because no matter where I am, whether it is talking with Mary on casing the cover or it is here talking about tarot cards, font is a thing. The font itself is great. I'm pretty sure it's a Times New Roman or a hanging serif font. It's very easy to read. It's very clear. It's all capital letters, so you can see it, except you can't see it when light letters are on light images. And in this case, there are these little white flowers sort of dotting the landscape that the Empress is sitting on, and the word Empress is kind of lost in there. I would have chosen maybe a darker font. I don't know, but whatever the reason, they did not, and so the image is kind of lost on there. That said, if you are aware of what this card is and that it is a major arcana, and you know that it is the third card in the major arcana, or at least it's the fourth card, the Fool is zero, whatever. Anyway, so as long as you know that it is represented by the Roman numeral 3, you're pretty sure you're going to get it anyway. Also, there is a lot of very traditional symbology going on with this Empress. Number one is that she is sitting on this grassy knoll. No, she is not trying to shoot anybody. So she's sitting on here, and it is very lush and green, and plus there are these beautiful flowers dotting the landscape, and they are pretty pink and white. So we've got the white, which is purity and all that kind of stuff, and pink, which is very feminine, and we have her being clearly pregnant, and she has the red mantle, which is also kind of that representative of fertility and lifeblood and things like that. You have the sun and the moon represented in the background, which allows you to kind of go into that balance of fertility, of like, hey, this is the light as well as the calm of the darkness and all of those kinds of things. The sky is very clear. She is wearing a crown on her head, so we do have that royalty aspect to it. And again, there is the red in that. So we know that this is a fertile female entity that we are looking at. She's holding the flower in her hand. The only thing that I think is missing on this, and I gotta double check because I don't see it. Yep, there is no image of Venus represented. One of the things that I have always noticed on this card, and I kind of like it, but at the same time, I'm like, if you don't really know what's going on here, you're not gonna get it. But there's like this kind of gray circle on this side and a black circle on this side. And again, that's that subdued kind of yin energy, that chill, that darkness, that shadow side of things. The feminine energy is that peacefulness. So that all of that is kind of represented as well. I do like this card because it is very clearly the Empress energy. There's no water represented, which is one of the things that I don't like about this card, because to me, feminine energy and that flowing of abundance and that flowing of growth and fertility, it really should be represented in water in some way with the Empress. She is also very lunar energy, and so having the solar over here, it I don't know, feels to me like they're trying to edge in on that a little. I would have preferred the moon to be bigger and then the sun kind of back in the background more as like, yes, there is a balance, but this is lunar energy. This is the mother energy. So all of those things, maternal, nurturing, feminine, maybe even sexuality, that kind of thing. Birth. This is one of the cards in the tarot that represents fertility in the sense of pregnancy. So if this card comes up with surrounding cards having to do with health or family, it's probably a pregnancy card. If this shows up and you're like, oh, this doesn't have to do with being pregnant full of ideas. This is an actual pregnancy. This card is one of them. There's a couple others too. I'm not sure if I will draw them this month, but when I do, I will be sure to let you know. She has very springtime energy as well. And so I like the fact that there is the flowers and the greenery and the lushness is represented. All of those things are very much the Empress. And as I mentioned, the Venus symbol isn't on here, but if she were to represent any sort of goddess energy, she is Venus. She is Aphrodite in the sense of the fertility side of it. So while we like to think of Aphrodite as being kind of sexual and a little bit mischievous with the golden apple kind of thing, this is also that fertility aspect of her, where it's like love in the let's reproduce sort of love. And all of that should be represented with the Empress. And in this case, I do feel like it is. And yes, in the pink is a very feminine energy. So we're sticking with pink. We're sticking with the very feminine side of things because, again, there are more masculine cards that come after her. So hopefully I will draw like the Emperor or something at some point. If not, I will just say that that has very masculine energy. It is very certain of that. So keep in mind that she is feminine. She is the girliest of the girly in this, very much so. That is not to say this is a weak card. It is a very powerful card. It is a very powerful maternal card. All of those things are represented, and I do like this card very much. Again, I'm going to complain about the font. That's just what I do. So, in any case, I hope you're enjoying this deck and all of the cards that we are choosing for it. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay spooky. Bye!